I'm Stu Wakeford, Head of Content at Brentford Football Club. Basically, I oversee kind of all our output video-wise mainly, working alongside our media comms team and creating as much fan engagement with our video content, really. When I arrived, I think the team were doing some brilliant stuff. I think maybe they hadn't had some of the resources and hadn't had the time and the scope, I think, to kind of focus on what they wanted to achieve. And we kind of just wanted to make sure, like I said, we were making really fan engaging videos, bring up maybe some of the production levels and things like that. That's not to say they weren't high before, but just really wanted to improve how we were filming matches, how we were filming training, how we were then packaging things and putting them together, and also doing a few more of the kind of personality style things. That was when I first started. Since then, a lot's changed because, well, we've got promoted in that time, and promotion to the Premier League has completely flipped it on its head. When we got to the Premier League, you've got 16 cameras on every match day. Whereas before, when you're in the Championship, sometimes you'd have 2 or 3. Obviously, if you were live, you'd have a few more. So what we do at the training ground has become so important and so pivotal to what we're producing basically now. We don't need to send all of the team to every match. We don't need to necessarily do every player in post-match, because the Premier League, the PLP, a lot of our fans, they'll get that engagement, they'll get that content elsewhere. We still will do some stuff because it means we can dictate what the questions are, and match day footage wise we have to see how we can be a bit cuter, so more behind the scenes stuff at the training ground, trying to get the behind the scenes stuff on a match day. And the main thing for us is getting out the personalities of the players. That's our main thing, is bringing the fans and the players closer, because I think as you get higher up it's very easy to get further away. And we know that Brentford is a club that's always been really close to the players and the fans, so for us it's massive that we maintain that. And also we've got genuinely, and I can say this hand on my heart having been around them, some of the most incredibly lovely, humble, funny group of players and staff. We've all got really interesting stories, so it's our job to get those stories out, really. The warm-up was a big thing for us. It started in lockdown because, like a lot of teams, they needed to do some kind of way of getting fans to feel like they were still part of it. So we set up this fan show, the warm-up. We've also got a new kids show that we only did about 4 episodes of last year, The Sting. So they've been 2 ways of getting this out. I think only Man United, to my knowledge, are doing a show specifically targeted to a younger audience, so we're quite proud of that. And then for us it's kind of from where, I'm going to throw in a name here, like Tubes for me, growing up as a kid and working with him, I thought he was the best in the business, and to be fair, alongside Fenners as well, because they get out players' personalities and those fun things. And at the end of the day, when I came in, I was like, football is fun, it's the hobby. It's not, it can be very serious, I think, these days. I love the analysis and I love the technical stuff, but I grew up loving football because it was fun and the fun side of it. Again, I know I'm saying it, but because I worked on it, but I grew up loving Soccer M because it was the fun side of football. I love fantasy football when with Skinner and Badil, because they made football fun. I want to make football fun for our fans and Brentford fun, and that's going to be through the players and getting their personalities out. And in time, when these restrictions now, it's a bit easier, we can get into the training ground a bit more, start doing the fun things with the lads, kind of the sillier stuff, but also the informative stuff with the coaches and things like that. We've got a few ideas coming up, but we want to get closer to the coaches, closer to the players, learn, but maintain. We want to make it fun for fans to enjoy supporting Brentford, basically. With TikTok, I've got to give a shout out to Luke Gregory. He's kind of spearheaded that. He badgered the club for ages. We've got to get going with that, and then we've got a group of us that work on that. He's brilliant at looking at trends on TikTok. That's been our main thing, and then seeing how we can fit the clips into the trends. For me, it's been kind of like what we had at Soccer M again with like Shocker Saturday. It's those kind of silly clips and short form, condense them and putting them out. So it's been quite fun for me to carry on, and I've managed to remember that we're used to log with, what things work. And TikTok's been funny that you'll put effort in and you'll log stuff and go, that will look really good, and then it'll be something so much more basic that just hits a trend, and it will get these silly figures of 2.1 million or 2 million. So yeah, Peter Gillam, that's it. We used to have a bit of gold where your stadium announcer and Brentford legend Peter Gillam falls into a green screen.
Any celebration you want. And I'll have to copy this as well. Little dance move.
Just whenever I want you. Yeah.
Yeah!
So for us, it's been very much, we had guidance from TikTok, which was really great, but making sure that we're looking at what's trending and fitting our clips around the trends, or seeing what clips, how we can make those trends work for Brentford. You can also be a bit risky, in fact. Yeah, you can have a bit more fun with other clubs. You can banter a bit more. I don't like using that word, but you can fire shots, I guess, at some clubs that way as well. We have to create a lot of content for in the stadium as well. So for us, it's been how we can affect the first team results. And I think, look, I'd like to think we maybe do by creating a good atmosphere. And I think the Bournemouth game, the fans here were incredible. I think I was probably our team were the tiniest people. But if we were 1% to deal with how brilliant the fans were by making sure their experience that day got them up for it, I don't think they needed us, but because they were so good, there's that element as well. So that content has to change the way. We don't chase numbers on that, we chase kind of getting the fans up for it. So it's amazing that I get to look after so many different things content-wise, and live stuff in here, the shows, and then also short form stuff for socials. You can chase views and you can chase numbers, and I think it's getting that balance, because doing stuff that we believe in and we love doing and that we think fans will love, and at the same time you want to make sure as many people are seeing it as possible and getting your name out there. And also you do realise we also owe it to a lot of our partners at the football club sometimes to make sure we're delivering stuff that gets their name out there. So it's a juggling act. I think for us it's, I've used this word loads already, it's engagement. And I think you can engage with fans by doing what we love doing, and that's the fun stuff, the silly stuff, and the educational stuff. And there is an element of, the numbers. Peter Gillam's clip did amazing numbers, and we straight away when we saw that we went, that's probably going to be a bit of a goldmine for numbers. But I think you can lose sight of it if you get caught up in just chasing likes and chasing shares and stuff. And for us it's, do we think what we're doing is right? Are we doing stuff that's different? And I think they're the big ones for us. And at the same time, are we still getting the engagement through the likes and all that? So they're the big ones for us.